Hey, what's up everybody? It's Tuomas here. In this video I'm gonna show you how I set up my drum kit. I know everybody has their own personal preferences. This is the way I set up my drums today. Maybe year after there might be something different, or I maybe have changed something a little bit. But I made some big changes few years ago. Yeah, I started playing drums and I played like 20 years and didn't think about how to place your pedals, how to set up your kit or your drum throne. I didn't think anything about that. I just played the drums. But when you hit like 30, you probably notice something isn't right, or your body starts to let you know that, hey man, you cannot do this. You are hurting yourself. When you're young, you can still be elastic, flexible, and your body sort of forgives you. So let's have a look how I set up my drum kit. Over the years, I've had to change my drum setup a little bit. This is a big drum kit, but all these principles I'm gonna talk about will apply to small drum kits also. I haven't had any big issues or injuries because of playing drums. I've had some, and some of those was because I didn't set up my drum kit in the proper way. Alright, let's imagine I'm arriving to the venue or a place where I'm playing the drums. The first thing I am probably placing on the riser or on the stage is the bass drum, and then the drum throne and the pedals. And I want to see how my feet would be naturally. So big change in my drum setup was setting the bass drum at around 1 o'clock and hi-hat pedal around 11 o'clock. Or you can think, if you have a double pedal, so the slave pedal would be around 11 or so with the hi-hat. So then the snare drum is basically in between at 12 o'clock. So what's the benefit of this? You can get your hips a little bit open and your hands are symmetrically on the snare drum like this. Let's talk about how to set up the toms. If you would have just one tom, one rack tom, I would place it directly in the same line with the snare drum. So it's easy to move to your first tom like this. And basically you can air drum and see where would be the most natural position for the instrument. Here I have 3 rack toms, so I'm placing these 2 first toms like dividing the snare drum with these ones. And here you might wonder why this setup is so awkward, why the 10-inch tom is here. 2 reasons. You can get more interesting creative patterns when you have small tom, then you have the 12-inch and suddenly the 10-inch tom there, so you can get pretty interesting sounds with this setup. So the other reason is just the ride cymbal, and because I like to keep the ride cymbal here. If there was a bigger tom here, I couldn't place the ride like this. So I have a little bit more space for the ride to come closer to me. The placing of the floor toms for me wouldn't be in a straight line like this. They would be going a little bit in this angle, if you can see from here, like this. So when I play to the floor toms, actually my hand is going further away, not here. If it would have a straight line like this, it would mean tension for my shoulder like this. That's unnatural. So Basically all the toms except this one are going in a little slope like this. This would be sort of the line I'm thinking about. The cymbals are pretty close. I've changed the angle also and the how deep they are. So I want them to be pretty close so I don't have to reach for the cymbal. And the right cymbal, as you can see, I can just change the position like this. And it's there. I don't have to go there like this, which would mean my balance on the drum seat would be ruined. I would have to keep my posture with my core muscles now. So the balance and the weight is on the drum chair, straight down, and then I can reach all the cymbals pretty easily, so I don't get any tension. One big issue many times is how to place the hi-hat if you have the double pedal. Sometimes it goes too far away and you have to rotate your body like this. But here also I want to make sure when I'm raising my hand from here, I can reach the hi-hat from here. So I don't have to do any reaching motion there. So everything is easy to access, so to speak, like this. How about the seat height? The seat height for me, personally, it's pretty high at the moment. But in a nutshell, you can think the seat height so that your kneecap, where your kneecap ends, it's the top of your drum chair. We want to have the feet so that the hip joint is higher than your knee joint. Your knee and your ankle should be in the same position if you look down vertically. And why is that? If your pedals are too far away, you're tensing up your thigh muscle, and if you're too close to the pedals, you're blocking your ankle. So let's have a closer look how I set up my drums. So first of all, if you look at my drum chair, there's one leg pointing towards the drive shaft. Now the balance point is better. I don't fall to the front like this. So pay attention, you don't set up your drum chair like this, two legs in front, like this. We could also measure how far your pedals are from, let's say, from this carpet, where the carpet ends. So your feet would be in the same way. Bass drum around 1 o'clock, snare in the middle, 12 o'clock, and hi-hat pedal around 11 o'clock. Then the toms, like that, and floor toms like that. Right cymbal is pretty easy to access, and those two crashes also, and this crash is pretty near to me as well. So that's basically how I set up my drums. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.